Welcome back to the Booty Trades Weekly Analysis. Today we'll be going through everything you need to know for this upcoming week. And not four, but five stocks to watch for this week. And you'll be surprised what those stocks will be. So let's start out with SPY here. The last few weeks we've been talking about the market being very, very choppy as long as we're within this range. So play your levels, play the major zones, and we've been bouncing off of these major zones big time here. The first major zone we had on the bottom side is going to be 586.5, followed by 590.5, and then the high upper zone is going to be 604.4. Those are your three big major zones you need to always have in your chart. We also have a smaller zone here at that 597.5 area. So we've seen that the market's been bouncing, it's been liquidating, it's been trapping bears down here, basically bouncing off of that 580 zone. That's where all the bears are getting trapped. This is what we call liquidity swipe. So it is looking a bit bullish here that we are closing above that 590.5 and above that 9 EMA there. So let's keep an eye on this for this upcoming week to see that push back up to 597.5 and then 604.4 as long as this 590.5 holds. Anything under that 590.5, it's going to be very choppy. We're going to see that bounce between these area here all the way down to that 586.5 area there. And then anything under this zone here, under this 580 to 586.5, that's when truly the bears can come in. But until then, things are starting to look a little bit more bullish. And then now we'll take a look at QQQ. Same thing here with QQQ. We have your three major zone here at that 510.3, 517, 536. Those are your three major zones we've been talking about for weeks. And if you keep playing those zones, you make a lot of success there, as that's where the market's been bouncing. And then you see that liquidity swipe as well. So same thing here, anything above 517, we'll probably see a push back up, retest these minor zones here. Anything under that 510.3 area here, you're going to see a little bit more bearish side of things. And then that major all-time high zone there at 536. So let's take a look at some data this week. I know I will say I'm not into the fundamental side, but if you're swing trading, there is sometimes you want to keep an eye on some big data. So if you guys have investing.com, it'll show you the majors important data for the week here. Here basically we see on Monday we got the S&P PMI, Tuesday the non-manufacturer PMI, job opening, crude, and then we have the Fed minute this week. This is probably the most important data you can have there, the Fed minute, followed by the initial jobless claim and the 30-year bond auction there. So keep this in mind when you're doing your swing trades, knowing that there will be data that's coming out, events that's going to be happening. But I personally try to steer away from it. I just make my trades. If the market is ready to move, the whales will use any and every reason to make a move. So even if the data this is why you see earnings, when an earnings beat and everything is perfect, stock still tanks. Even if earning is terrible, stock may still run. This is because the market maker will use any and every reason to pump the stock or dump the stock that is needed. So this is why I do a technical analysis. My idea of technical analysis is to see where those big money are going. So back to the trading analysis there. First stock of the day that we'll be taking a look at will be NVIDIA. So this stock was on the watch list last week, and we actually took a play on this last week. We took a 3 weeks out contract of 117, 2025 contracts for 140 calls. So we got around here at that 135, 134 area there. This was a 2-day swing so far. We trim first trim at 50%, somewhere around this 142 area, and then a second trim at that 144, 145 area for 65%. So these are swing tradings. All you got to do is basically enter, wait for a couple days, and then take your profit. So we still have half a position left. We are getting overextended here on NVIDIA, but I do want to see this thing go all-time high. Anything above 145 here, we're starting to see 145 as being the major PT that I had and the major zone that I had as well. So anything above 145, and we'll probably see an all-time high push here above this 153 area. So here, let me show you guys something here on the weekly chart here. On the weekly chart here, easy show here is basically, you know, we broke all-time high here. This is the previous all-time high, that 140 area. Broke all-time high, pulled back, liquidated the bears, and then, you know, reclaimed that previous all-time high. That is very important. When it's reclaiming and it liquidated the bears, that's, you know, that's where, you know, the big move's gonna happen. That's why you see such a big move on Nvidia last week there with a 4.5% move on Friday. And then here's Love. That's the second stock of the day we'll be watching here. Last week we talked about getting in on Love here once we pull back to that 32.10 area. We did pull back to that 132.10, close to there actually, 32.3, 32.4 area here on Friday. Yeah, on Friday here. And then basically it just rocket shot up. So this is the same setup as the Nvidia one. You know, you had all-time break, pull back, retest the previous all-time high here. Previous all-time high is around 33, but then we liquidate the bears here at that 32.2 area before popping up, and then now, you know, holding above that 33.3. So now we're looking at a continuation play here on Love, which is Southwest Airline there. Anything above this 33.3 area, and we're seeing a lot of, you know, upside potential here. Retesting the 34.15 is first, followed by that 35.7 zone there. So looking very juicy here on Southwest Airlines. So let's see what next week holds. Third stock is TSM. As you guys already know, these three stocks so far that I've been through are the same exact stocks as that was in last week's watch list. And TSM, no difference here. Big jump run. I don't know, you guys remember when TSM was somewhere, where was it there? Somewhere around here on at that 202 area, and I said, you know, wait for this thing to pull back to 197 and then take your play there. This thing pulled back to 197 and rocket ship up to this 208 new high, and then it's looking to retest that all-time high here, that 212 area. This was a huge back-to-back day move after hitting that 197. This was what we went over the last week video as well. 197, kaboom, major push there. Now we're looking for this thing to make new highs here, all the way to that 212. I want to see this thing consolidate like a day or two, maybe around there, around this 207.4 area here. Maybe create a small bull flag here, and then, you know, send this thing up for after. And that's going to be the same thing with Nvidia that we went through. Want to see like consolidation a little bit, and then boom, run up. So the fourth stock, as you guys may have guessed, is also on the last watch list as well. And this is one that we talked about being a little bit consolidation, and 60.1 is the entry zone. So 16.1 here has been the rejection zone the last couple days here, and then we finally broke above on Friday. So now that we broke above on Friday, we're looking for more, you know, upside, this new high all the way to that, you know, 63.2 area. Not even this 61.45. That's already gonna be your first PT, but it's already too close. That's only $1 off. I'm looking for that move to 63.2. It has a lot of room to run here as well. So definitely keep an eye on this. I want to see this thing hold above this 60.4, 60.5 area. 4 hour is starting to get a little bit overextended. So expect, you know, maybe an entry on Tuesday or maybe late Monday, but I would not be chasing this thing yet until we see slight consolidation. And the last stock to take a look at, this is new to this watch list, is ABNB. So I've been keeping an eye on this for weeks and months actually. This huge consolidation period. I really want to see this thing make a move, and we are actually getting real close. So major zone here to watch for ABNB for upside. We're looking for this upside play here on ABNB, which is that 130, 136.3 area. That's gonna be Friday's high. We need to break above Friday's high here for that continuation move to the upside, and we're still looking for that move to 139 and then 140, 141. So anything above this 136 area is going to be my go-to. 4 hour is starting to get a little bit overextended. So same thing for all of these stocks. We want to see that slight consolidation for a day or two above, those major zones before we take the play. I want to see consolidation. I want to see that retest after this break here above this 136.3. That's going to give time for the stochastics to reset and, let the EMAs catch up, let the market makers, catch up so this don't go parabolic and whatnot there. We want to see a consistent, healthy growth. So with that, good luck this upcoming week. Trade less and make more.